Hey, this is Allie. Welcome back to O for Craft Sakes. Today we're going to have a lot of fun making a fall burlap mesh wreath, and we're going to be using the poof method. Take a look and see what we have going on down here. Okay, first things first, take a look at what we're going to need to do this project. We've got our roll of mesh, burlap mesh, ready to go. We have our 14-inch frame with our pipe cleaners already attached. Normally it's 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top. Today, for some reason, it's 9 on the bottom and 8 on the top. Go figure, don't know how that worked out, but it did, so we're gonna roll with it. We have our beautiful sign, and if you take a look over here, we have our beautiful ribbons all picked out. And if I move the sign a little bit closer, you can see just how cute that's gonna be. I'm loving it already. Also, I have some zip ties that we're gonna use for our burlap, some wire for our sign to adhere it to our wreath, and then some of the usual tools. I also plugged in my glue gun. Don't think we're gonna need it, but better to be safe than sorry. So let me clear off the table and we'll get started. Okay, so first things first, we're going to take our burlap and we are going to unravel it. I don't have a mesh holder yet, so I'm just going to toss it on the floor because it's just easier to unroll it. And then I'm going to bring it over so you can see. And then I'm just going to bring the sides in first. And then I'm just going to gather, going towards the middle. And I'm not worrying about anything that's fraying because you'll see in a minute. Okay, I'm stretching it out. And now I'm left with a little bit of a hot mess there. So I'm going to take my scissors and just trim it off. And I'll just put that in the trash. Now I'm going to be starting over here. So I'm going to take my mesh and I am going to tuck it under for a second. Then I'm going to flip this over. You can try to twist it, but it'll be too thick, so let's just leave it like that. But I'm going to take my zip tie and pull it through the top here, wrap it underneath the bottom, and pull that through. And I want to make sure I get enough of the burlap on there so that it doesn't ever slip through. But I'm going to make it nice and tight, so we're not going to have a chance of that. Okay, now that this is nice and secure, and I've trimmed a little bit of it, I'm just going to snip off the tail. And you don't have to worry about that. It's not going to get into anything. If you want to trim it up a little bit more, you can. I'm going to wait and see. It doesn't seem to be protruding out too far, so I think it's going to be just fine. So let's flip our wreath over. And while I was cleaning up, I realized where the 10th and missing tie was, and so I added it on. I'm all out of the tan color, so I'm just using the white. So now we have our burlap attached, and we're going to go to this one, but I'm going to measure out 10 inches. And then I'm going to move it right in here. And I think this is going to be so cute when it's done with that sign. So just give it a couple twists. I left these long so you can twist it more than once if you want to. I'm a twister. I like measuring because it just works for me, but you can eye it. There's no right or wrong, like I said. So if you feel that you just want to eye it and it's all good, it's good. And I don't like how that is, so I just want to make sure once I grab it again that my ends are under and that I'm gathering it in my hands, pulling out, measuring the 10 inches, and coming back to my tie. I was so excited when the doorbell rang today with Mr. FedEx and this delivery was here. It was so nice. I was really looking forward to it. I got some fun goodies. I cannot wait to share. They're going to be pretty neat. Got some seasonal items for the holidays, so I'm feeling pretty excited about it. Now, because this is a homemade wreath as far as for the form, with me putting the ties on, if these wiggle around a little bit, that's okay, because once you get everything on, you're going to place it and make sure it's all good. So once again, go to the 10, making sure my ends are tucked under. Let's see, where did my, oh, it scooted over there. Okay, measure out your 10 inches and wrap. Like I said, you can twist it more than once because I left them long, so that's all good. Once again, measuring out the 10 and bringing it back in. Making sure the ends are under, which they should be. Okay. And then spreading out my poofs. So you can see it's going to be really nice and full and pretty cute. Okay, so I'm going to keep on measuring out and adding the mesh around, and I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, now we are done with the first row and we are going in to do the second row. And I am going to measure out 10 and I'm just going to put it in the first tie here. Normally I would bring it through and adhere it with a zip tie, but this mesh is so thick when bundled up, I think it'll just leave a big lump and I don't want to do that. So we're just moving it up and opening our poof. If things look a little bit different, our 2 new lights that we got just burnt out, or rather the battery went dead on them. They didn't last very long, so that is why the lighting might appear to be a little bit different. So coming in to this tie. Might be just a tiny bit more difficult to work with, but I gotta tell you, it's so pretty and it really does fill everything up. And just placing it down on here and twisting a couple times. I'm doing it more than just the once because I really want to be sure the mesh holds in. Look at that, guys, just fanning out so nice. Measuring out my 10. Placing it between the ties and giving it a good twist to hold it, or 2, or maybe 3. And spreading out, that looks so nice. So you can see already, you can get the gist of how it's looking. It's getting really nice and poofy, and that's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to put the big bows, and then there'll be plenty of room for a big bow after we get the ties on. So that is nice. Hold on, just making sure all the ends are down. I have it twisted the wrong way from how I have it rolling up to me from the floor. So let me just make sure our ends are down. Okay. Grab that and twist. And I'm pushing it into the frame when I do that and then twisting so it's adhered to that bar. And just keep poofing as you go. Again, pushing it down against the bar, holding it down with my other fingers and my hand. See, I still have that silly band-aid on from the other day when I cut my finger on that dang new rotary cutter. It's just taken a while to heal. I don't know what the situation is. Oh my gosh, super cute. And coming down to one more tie. So we've reached the end. Let's go ahead and measure. 10. And push that down. And tighten again. Okay, so now let's show you how to end this. So I'm going to cut a little bit of slack with the burlap like a tail. I'll cut that off. Okay, and then I'm just going to take that end and I am going to tuck it underneath, and then I'm going to look underneath and you're going to see it's right here. So once again, normally I would twist, and I can try to twist. I just don't want it to be too thick where it's going to be in the way of hanging it on a wall. So I think if I push it down like that, it'll be okay. And once again, I'm going to use my zip tie and place it under, let's see if I go up. I think I want to do that because I'd like to use the support of these two bars just for this thick mesh. And come close to it. And pull it in nice and tight. So you can see, even though I'm using the two bars, it is secure. That baby's not going anywhere. And that's the plan. And then I'm just going to cut the tail off. Beautiful. So now it's smooth. Excellent. So now let's turn it over and take a look, and now we can fluff our mesh out like this and just bring it up. I want to make sure I didn't lose all my ties. I'm going to go around the bottom real quick and just make sure I can see them all, because we're going to be adding some tails of ribbon next. So as you can see from this, there is clearly no hole. I mean, here's my hand coming through, and you can see that everything is just covered up really nice. So we'll see where we'll place that side. Maybe we'll put it in the middle. Maybe we'll just put it off to the side with a nice big bow. We'll see once we get all our tails on. So once again, let's take a quick break and let me gather my ribbon tails. Okay, we are back, and it is ribbon time. I've already previously cut these tails with the colors, but I added some ties to the bottom row, so I need to cut 3 more of each bundle. So I am cutting each ribbon 12 inches. That's one. I only need 1 because I just need 3 more. And we're going to change them up so it's not the same. We're going to mix them up. So I love that ribbon. It's so pretty. But here's my favorite. Look at that. Oh, I love this. It's so fall and beautiful. And I saw it on another site. I follow Wreaths by Trish. She's, well, brilliant. And she picks out the best ribbon. So Trish, if you're watching, I am complimenting you by doing what you're doing. Doing what you are doing. Sound illiterate there for a minute, but I love her. She's incredible, you guys. Really, Wreaths by Trish, flipping fantastic. Okay, so let's back up. Now we want to get the lovely tails at the end of our ribbon. So you're just going to fold your ribbon in half, meet out the ends, and cut. And boom, there you go. Beautiful. And go to the other side. And as I said in my previous videos, sometimes people fold it over and then flip it, whichever works easiest for you. I prefer to do it individually, only because I have a little bit of the OCD, as I said before, and I like everything to be super even, but this doesn't seem to take me much time. The most I'll do is, if I just don't cut one, I'll maybe put 3 colors on and then clip it at the same time. But, okay, so now let's go with the green and the orange polka dot. Look how cute that is. Love it. Okay, cutting one of these. And my little pin in it so I can put it back on the rack and it doesn't unravel. So here's a cute little idea. Just push it in there, set that aside. Now we're going to do our little polka dot. And as I said before on another video, I'm all about polka dots. They're just so cute. I don't know, they just make me happy when I look at them. You just think cute, adorable. Okay, put that over there. Once again, let's do our ducktails. So fold, cut, fold, and cut. Once again, I've got all this ribbon today from Craft Outlet. They are incredible. They're having some really good deals right now, and their prices are definitely worth a look at their website. They are amazing, and I ordered some cute things, and I'm having a little bit of a ribbon addiction. Yeah, my husband came home, he was like, oh, what's in the box? Right as I was unpacking a gingerbread lady. I was like, nothing. Just watching The Young and the Restless. Yeah, he said it was okay to order, but I think I asked him when he was very sleepy, so he might have forgotten. Okay, and let's go with a different kind of polka dot. So you can see that it's just different, smaller polka dots, and we'll put the gingham on top of it, so it'll pick up the gingham in our sign. So I just think that's going to be so darling. Shucks, this pin doesn't want to go through, so we'll just leave it for now. We'll do our ducktail, and then we are going to apply our ribbons. Oh, I have a confession, I'm a liar. I actually got this sign, 3 birds and a nest. They are amazing too. Their signs are just adorable. And I saw that. In fact, I picked a couple up. We're gonna do another couple of them that I got. They're just so cute. They're sort of whimsical but festive, and they delivered really quick. And I love that. You know, when you order something, you just are excited. You want to get it. Okay, so let's clean this up. Put my scissors away. Let's put this away. Make sure the guard's on it so I don't slice my finger open again. And I might have to clip later, so we'll leave those out. Okay, now let's bring our wreath back in. I'm going to move our sign out of the way. Move the ribbons so you can get a good look at how this looks. And we are going to do ribbons, and we are going to mix them up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way around, then all the way around top. So as you can see, I'm opening the mesh, and you see we have our opening right here. So I'm just going to go and grab this right here, and I like to fold it in half so I know exactly where the middle is. So I'd like to keep things even. I'm just going to move these up a little bit because I don't want to squish them or have them go crazy. And then I am just going to gather, and I want them to be facing the outside. Like, I'm not putting it sideways or this way. I'm putting it facing out, so the bow is facing outward. And I'm just going to put that in once and twice. I might even go again. And then you just poof them out a little bit. Super cute. There we go. So that looks pretty cute. Love that. I'm going to turn and I'm going to go to our next one, which is the polka dot in green. Oh, but you know what? I have polka dots over here. So let's go pumpkin. Let's go pumpkins and polka dots on the other side. So it's different. Fold it in half. So please leave me a comment. What's one of your favorite wreaths to make, or what have you purchased that you absolutely love and you put it out every season and you just adore it? I'd love to know. I'm a big wreath person. I'm a big holiday decoration person. And oh gosh, I just love it all. And now we'll go to our green and our polka dots. And if you are enjoying what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button. I would love that. And the bell so you can be notified when I put up another video. There's going to be a lot of them coming on a fairly steady basis because this is the time of year. There's just a lot going on. So I would love that. And if you want to share, I'd appreciate that too. Like I said at my first video, for the longest time, I didn't think that I was really talented enough to make nice things. And then I realized that, you know what, we sure can. You just have to learn. You just have to watch a couple tutorials, and there's ladies out there doing it. Folding it in half. Again, just gathering it into the middle, keeping the sides down so that when you put it in the tie, it all goes in the correct direction. So no doggies in the rooms tonight. They're out in the living room because they tend to be a little bit noisy and distracting. Let me know if you have dogs in the comments too. I have a Shih Tzu, a Lhasa Apso that I rescued, and we got a Red Heeler a few years ago. She's the biggest baby out of all of them. Where's the other tie? Come out, come out. Oh, there it is. Okay. Twist it. And I'm a dog lover. I would have 10 if I wasn't married. Or if we lived on a big piece of land. There's just nothing better than animals. And I'd probably have a pig and, I don't know, some chickens for some fresh eggs, and I love some horses. And I do not know where this desire came from. Literally, I am from New York, and I love the city, but I love the country too. I need to do one of those DNA tests and find out exactly who I am. Lord only knows. There's one tie, and why are you guys hiding up in the poof? Okay, there we go. And of course my pig would be like a pet pig, like my best friend Hank. I don't know if you follow him on social media, on Instagram. He is adorable. And I like those cute little micro pigs too. They're just sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Open, see both of our ties, and place that in there. Give it a good twist too. I just like knowing stuff is in there. And I sure enough ended up getting 2 polka dots together, didn't I? Ah! Oh well, that's okay. They're 2 different kinds, so that's pretty. I just did that one, so now we're gonna go to our pumpkin. These are just darling. My gosh, I love it. Took me a minute to find it, but I hunted it down. God bless the craft outlet. So literally it's almost fall. When is that? On the 22nd, I think? I have to double check, but it is almost officially kissing summer goodbye. I know a lot of people love summer, but Seasons have to change. So as you can see, this is looking pretty cute. I'm just going to continue placing these, and we'll be back in a little bit when I'm working on the top row. Okay, we are back finishing up our ribbon ties, but look how pretty this is looking so far. As you can see, that's pretty cute. So let's just go ahead and add on the last few, and then we'll tie on our sign and make our bow. Let's see, find the opening tie, place it down so the ribbon is facing up. Now I just turn it around a lot because this is not the correct color. This was a random pipe cleaner. I had to stick a couple of white ones in there, so I just twist it a lot, take that off, and then bend the remaining part down. So when you clip it, don't clip it too short because you don't want it to unravel, but just enough to not be visible. Spread these out a little bit, and there are poofs, and yep. Oh, I guess I didn't clip that one. I guess we're done with all our ribbon, huh? Okay, let me just twist this one. Clip that, and let me just tuck it down, like so. Okay, let me get the extra ribbon out of the way. Let me clean this up. Now let's take a look at our wreath and see where do we want to put our sign. So let's see. Got our cute little ribbons all around. Okay, so let's see. So here's a question. I think I'm going to put our bow over here because this mesh looks a little bit stretched out in this one area and I'm not really loving it. So I think I want to put a nice big bow there. And let's see, we want to put our sign right here and then balance it with a nice big bow. Or should we put that up there and then the bow right there? Okay, so I went ahead and put wire, just floral wire on the back. And I'm going to show you the best tool in the whole wide world, if I can find it. Yes. Got this trick also from Wreaths by Trish. There is a little needle that you can buy at Walmart in the knitting area, and you just take your wire and you thread it through. Piece of cake, right? And then you just take your, let's see if you just wrap it around a little bit around your needle. Okay, then you figure out where you want your sign to go, and you just take your needle and push it right down where you want it to go. It goes through the mesh, it goes through everything, and it pulls your wire down through. So let me just pull it down and I'll flip it over and show you. Let's get that through. Let's see. Oh, minis. My little dog is in here. I went and grabbed a water and they were just sitting by the door breaking my heart, so I let them in. Mommy can't pick you up right now, honey. Okay, so you see it's right here, and then you just unravel your wire, which is the hardest part of it all. So you can see it's pretty easy. Let's see. Where is the end? There it is. So now you can take it and secure it exactly where you want it to be. So I'm just going to twist it a tiny bit on here. Do I even have it through? Gosh, that's tiny. Hard to see a little bit, I'm not going to lie. So let me just take a look, flip it back over, and say, okay, I can pull that down just a tiny bit more. Perfect. So that's exactly where I want it to be. So now I'm just going to take it, and that's Gemma running out of the room. And I'm just going to put it around a couple times. And then I have a little trick that I like to do. I'm going to clip this off. And I don't want it to ever come off. So, no, it seems a bit crazy. Oh, is this on? Yes. Okay, good. I knew I turned it on. I'm just going to put a tiny dab of glue right there. Just for a second. That'll dry up nicely, just so that it's protected, especially if you're going to hang this outside. And with this type of mesh, you certainly can. So, let's see, that'll be perfect. Okay, then I'm going to want this to be right here, like so. So once again, throw it, or thread it rather, through your needle if I can do it. I have on my new contacts. They should be fine. There we go. And then I'm just going to twist it around there. And then let's see if that's right there, nice and solid. I'm going to want that. Let's see. No, I'm going to go back a little bit further. I want it to be right straight down there. So I push it through. Like I said, the needle goes through the mesh. It's beautiful. And then I'm going to puff that up a tiny bit. Perfect. So now I'm going to flip this under and undo the wire like that. Now I take it under. And I'm going to do just a loose wrap. I'm not going to secure it 100% because I want to make sure that I like where that's at. And I absolutely do. Hi, Gems. Cute. Okay, so now I can make it permanent. And I'm just going to keep twisting it around. Just like this. And then I don't need this as extra. I don't need that. Let's just take that off. And now I'm just going to glue what I have here just on the end and a little bit over so that it is nice and secure. Now we'll flip that over. Yeah, that's pretty darn cute. Pretty darn cute. Okay. Adorable. So now I'm going to get ready to make a bow. So let me get all this cleaned off and we will be right back. Okay, so we are back and we're going to make a big, beautiful bow using 6 of these beautiful colors, patterns, what have you. So I've got out my Easy Bow Maker, and let's see, I'm going to want to put this one on the top. So let's see, maybe we should go orange, green, polka dot. Nope, we got to have some orange under here. So let's do, no, we should do orange. We should keep it fresh because I do have a lot of black in here. Should we just do 5 colors or the 6? Let's do the 6. Okay, so let's do this way. Okay, we'll do it in this order, and then we'll just get started. So let me go take my pin out, and I'm going to want it to have some nice long tails. So I know that this is 12 inches right here. So I'm going to take it and twist it and put it down right between here. Actually, let me flip it over the other side. I'm using my spool. It should still be the same, indeed. So I'm going to take it and twist it and push it right down there. And I'm going to dovetail this real quick. Remember, just folding the sides in and right there. Okay, and let's see, let's do these in succession. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's start at 6.5. Okay, let me just go across here and move the bows because I'm left-handed. I'm a little bit ambidextrous, but I don't want to get my ribbon all tangled. So let's just move this over and pull out some slack. So we are good. Perfect. So let's just do it. Let's go to 7. And so I'm going to lay it down in here and Make sure that's at 7. Yep. And then I'm going to twist up. I'm just going to untwist this, go to the 7. Push that down. Once again, I'm going to twist up. Pull out some more slack. To 7 again. Just pull out some more ribbon slack so I can see. That's right there. Yep. Love it. Come in, put that down. And I think I want this one to have four loops. Twist up. You can see my hands, I'm always supporting and holding down, making sure our tail is forward. Okay, going to the 7. Pushing down. That was just daddy gems, no biggie. Bring this over. That's 2. Twisting it up. Again, putting my slack over here. More slack, measuring it to the 7. Bringing it across, making sure it's at the 7. Twist it. Making sure everything's measuring out the same length. I'm just going to gather those in because I know I'm going to want to twist it. So there's the 7. Then I'm going to twist it up. Count 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th one. Give myself some slack. Go to the 7. And I can see the marking is right here by my hand. So I'm just going to do that. And I have to do one more over there. Both ends in and twisting up. Again, measuring to the 7. And I don't have to twist this because this is our 4th and final one. So I'm just going to bring it in and down and just measure. And boom. And we're done with that one. Okay, 1 down, 5 more to go, right? Let's dovetail this. Okay, so that's 7. The next we're going to go 6 and a half. So I'm going to bring these up, try to get them out of my way. Okay. Spool. Once again, just measure out my tail to the other one. Now the beauty of this is it's same on both sides, which is nice, but I'm still going to twist because I'm just trying to get in the habit. There you go. So let's go 6 and a 1/2, or let's go 6. Let's go 6 1/2. No, let's go 6. Changing my mind. Okay, make sure your tails stay down. Push these out of our way. Go 6. Push that down. Twist it. Giving myself some slack. Now I'm just going to measure it exactly with the other one, so I can see that those two meet. Oh, there goes the doggy. Sorry if that scared y'all. Once again, you can push these out of the way. Give myself a little bit of slack. Just like that. 3 on this side, so 1 more. Giving myself some slack. Measuring right up. And you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. Get it just relatively as close to the measurement as you can. There we go. 1 more right here. Making sure, yep, okay. And then we don't have to twist this one because this is our tail. So we're just going to measure it and clip it. And now I'm just going to keep adding the ribbons till we're done. And I'm going to be going down half in increments. I went 7, 6, now I'll go 5 1/2, 5, 4, and we'll be back when I'm closer to being finished. Okay, we are back. We have 4 ribbons so far on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am going to leave out the solid black because I think we have enough black on here. And I'm going to add 1 more ribbon, my favorite one. And as you can see, I started at 7. We went down to 6, to 5, to 4. And here from 7 to 6, to 5, to 4. And now we're going to do 2 loops of this one, and we're going to go down to 3, and then we'll tie it up and do all that good stuff and get it on our wreath, and we'll have a complete project. So I'm just going to do that. Once again, grab a lot of slack, push that on out there. Okay, and now I'm going to measure our tail. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hold it with my arm because it is a lot of ribbon on here, I'm not going to lie. But then I'm going to twist up. I'm going to push these as much as I can with all this ribbon on here. And I'm going to go down to a 3. Bring that around so I can see. There is my 3. And push that down, push out a little more slack. And I'm going to twist it so the good side is up. Hold that. Pull a little bit more slack. Try to pull this off as much as I can, like I said. pulling it to the 3. More slack, twisting it. And measuring it. Just getting this out of the way. To make sure those are the same. Now I'm going to give it a twist so the ugly side is up, or the flat side that doesn't have all the beautiful colors. I'm going to measure that out to here. Perfect. And now I do not have to twist it because this is going to be our tail. So I'm just going to make sure it's looking good and pull it down. Then I'll just measure it to the ends of the other tails, clip it, put this aside for later. Let me just clip this so it matches. And all I can say is these are some fluffy ribbons. So now, to the tricky part. Got all this here. Okay, now I'm going to get my twist tie, or my zip tie rather. Make sure I put it in the right way, and I am going to slip it underneath and bring it as close to the middle as I can. I'm going to bring it up, go back here and feel it way underneath all those rows. That's okay, we'll be fine. And so now I'm just going to thread it through and zip it up a tiny bit. Just make sure everything's good. Now this part is the let's fix, make sure we put everything where we want it to be. So now I'm placing my hand underneath the entire stack and lifting up. And don't worry if it does that, we just got to hammer it down a little bit more. I'll move that aside for now. And now I'm just going to fix my ribbons. I'm going to gently, slowly move this to the center, my zip tie. Maybe pull a tiny bit tighter. And just make sure everything's down. And the tails are looking good. Okay, I'm just going to flip this around. Now you can move these around where you're going to want them to be, because after you set it, you will not be able to. They will move around a whole lot easier now. So I'm doing one side at a time. Okay, making sure that looks good. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over, and I am just going to pull as tight as I can. Oops, tighter than that. Okay, fantastico. All right, so we'll poof that in a minute. I just want to make sure everything is nice and secure. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to just clip that off the back. And now we are going to want to cover, oops, got a little bit squished. We are going to want to cover, make sure my tail's even. Yes, we're going to want to cover that little tie. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of, and I like to cut a little bit too long so that I have more to make sure I can tie it nice and cover it nicely. And also then I've got to place the wire there underneath that to adhere to our wreath. So I'm going to reach back for my ribbon, or my wire rather, and I'm going to get a nice long piece. And cut it. Get that back on the sheet. And I do that because I like to double it. And I'm just going to kind of twist it a little bit. Okay, let's get that out of the way. All right, so now what you want to do is just fold it in once and fold it in again so it meets nice like that. And then you take it and you'll put it around. Through the bottom. Now I'm going to take my doubled up wire and slide it through, making sure it is right exactly where I want it to be. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to knot it. Pulling nice and tight, and then that lays nice and flat down. So now before we put it on our wreath, this is the fun part. It's the fluffing part. I'm just going to tie that around a tiny bit, so that is perfect. So now I like to hold it with one hand. Look how cute that looks. And I'm going to start from the back. Sorry, I keep forgetting I have to stay in camera angle. I'm just going to keep poofing from the back. And poofing can take a minute. Rome was not built in a day. I'll just keep poofing and straighten it, placing them where you want them to be. I'm going to lay it out. Sometimes you might have to do that so that you can spread them out. And what I am trying to do is make every other one a different color, so it's not two colors together. And so you just keep poofing. And it sort of starts to come together. It just takes a minute to get them all poofed and ready to roll. Got your tails down at the bottom. And that is the first side of our cute bow. I am going to go ahead and poof the other side, and we'll be back when the entire bow is completely poofed up. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and I've just about finished poofing up our bow, and you can see it is pretty dang cute. Only thing left really to do is to, I'll show you just with your hands, just kind of see that down like a C, because you're cupping your hands a little bit. Making sure they're all in there, just like that. And they've just got that natural curve to it. And then here's our bow, trying to get it in range here. So let's go ahead and put it on our wreath. And I'm going to want it to be over here. And yes, I'm going to turn it upside down, and I have my handy dandy tool. I'm just going to thread the wire through. I'm just going to hook that up for a second. And then I'm just going to stand up and let's see, let's take a look so I can put it exactly where I want it to be. So you want to not hide our sign. So maybe right over here could be pretty perfect. So I'm going to take our needle and push it through. There it is. Oh, there I thought. Well, that brings us to the end of today's demonstration. I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun. I know I did. And if you would please hit the comments below and let me know if you've made something similar and how yours turned out. And also, while you're there, hit subscribe and the bell next to it so you'll be notified when I upload my next video. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me. I look forward to seeing you again on Oh For Craft's Sakes.